If Padre Pio walked into your home this March, would he recognize your Lent as real or as comfortable? Because he did not tolerate soft Catholics, he did not tolerate decorative sacrifice, and he certainly did not tolerate a Lent that changes your meals but not your soul. Because a comfortable Lent produces a comfortable conscience, and a comfortable conscience is exactly how a Catholic drifts into spiritual sleep. Padre Pio did not wake people up gently. He woke them up because eternity is real, and March is the month where many souls quietly go back to sleep. So listen closely, because if March has begun and your Lent already feels weaker, you are not alone. But you cannot stay there. And do not wait for a feeling. A feeling will not save your Lent. Padre Pio would tell you, discipline first, feelings later. Grace follows sincerity, and sincerity is proven by what you do when no one is watching. Here is the truth most Catholics do not want to face. The first week of Lent is easy. It still feels new. People still talk about ashes. The parish is still full. Your motivation still has energy. March is where the mask comes off, because habits do not disappear in Lent. They are exposed, and exposure is uncomfortable. But what is exposed can be healed. What is hidden remains unchanged. Padre Pio did not fear exposure. He feared wasted grace. And here is the danger. Most Catholics do not lose Lent in the first week. They lose it in March, quietly, respectably, gradually. March is when the devil stops bothering with obvious temptations and uses routine, distraction, comfort, noise, and the quiet lie that says, "You already tried, this is enough." Padre Pio would call that lie dangerous, and here is how you will know that lie is working. You will keep the externals, but lose the interior. You will still do Lent, but stop feeling urgency. You will still avoid meat, but stop avoiding sin. That is why these 5 fasts matter, and today I'm going to give you 5 types of fasting for March. 2 will expose your distractions, 1 will confront your pride, 1 will protect your home, and the last one will force you to stop lying to yourself. Stay with me, because the 5th one is the one that most Catholics refuse to do, and it is exactly the one Padre Pio would insist on. Quick question before we begin. What week of Lent feels hardest for you? The first week or March? Type first or March in the comments. First, one quick warning. If your Lent has become only no meat on Friday, you are not fasting. You are dieting with a religious label. A diet changes your body. A fast is supposed to change your will. A diet ends when you feel hungry. A true fast begins when you feel resistance. That is where Lent becomes real. Padre Pio taught that penance must lead to conversion, not mood, not feelings, conversion. And if you are a Catholic over 55, you already know something younger people often do not. Life moves fast, time is short, habits are strong, and if you are over 55, you feel that more than ever. Years no longer feel endless, seasons move quickly, Lent comes and suddenly it is gone. The question is not whether time is passing, the question is whether your soul is deepening, and if you do not fight for your soul deliberately, you drift. So, do not drift through March. Now let me anchor this in time. Lent began on February 18th. That means by March 1st you are already past the first wave. Some people started strong, some people already slipped, some people never truly started. But Padre Pio would not say, "Well, you tried." He would say, "Begin again today." Because the saints do not build holiness on perfect streaks. They build it on daily correction, on repeated repentance, on humility practiced in ordinary rooms. Holiness is rarely dramatic, it is disciplined. They build holiness on repeated returns. Now, before we go into the 5 fasts, I want you to do something right now, even before the list begins. In your mind, name one area where you know you are undisciplined. Do not pick something dramatic. Pick something real. Is it your tongue? Is it your temper? Is it your phone? Is it your laziness in prayer? Is it your resistance to confession? Hold that one weakness in your mind. Because one of these 5 fasts will target it directly. One word, no explanations. And if you're willing, type one word in the comments, the area you want God to discipline this March. Tongue, phone, anger, prayer, confession. One word, no explanations. It's an act of honesty, and it helps others name their battle too. And do not minimize it. The small, undisciplined areas become the doors the enemy prefers. Not dramatic sins, repeated compromises. That is how spiritual decline begins. Slowly, respectably, quietly. Now we begin. The first type of fasting for March is fasting from distraction. This is the fast most modern Catholics refuse because it feels too simple. But Padre Pio lived in the presence of God. He defended silence like a soldier defends a gate, because he knew something that you must understand. Noise is not harmless. Noise is not neutral. Let me say that again. Noise is not neutral. It numbs conviction. It delays repentance. It weakens prayer. And if you are over 55, you know how easy it is to let the television talk more than God does. Noise keeps you shallow, and shallow souls are easy to control, because depth requires silence, and silence prepares you for eternity. Heaven is not noise. Heaven is communion. If you cannot tolerate silence now, you will struggle with intimacy with God later. Many Catholics give up sugar but keep the noise. They give up meat but keep the television running all day. They say they are fasting, but their mind is fed constantly with stimulation. In America, especially for those over 55, distraction comes disguised as normal life. The morning news, the constant phone pings, endless videos, endless opinions, and it often sounds harmless. I'm just checking the headlines. I'm just watching one clip. I'm just seeing what people are saying. But notice what happens after. Your mind becomes agitated. Your prayer becomes rushed. Your heart becomes reactive. Padre Pio would call that a theft of recollection, and what steals recollection steals prayer. Even religious content can become a drug if it replaces real prayer. So here is the fast. Choose one protected block every day in March. In the comments, write the time you'll do it, morning, afternoon, or night. Just one word, morning, afternoon, or night. 10 minutes minimum, and here is the test. If 10 minutes without noise feels impossible, that is not a personality trait. That is bondage. And Lent is meant to break bondage. No phone, no television, no radio, no internet, no commentary, just you and God. And make it even simpler. Choose one place in your home as a quiet zone for March. A chair, a corner, a small table. You do not need candles or a perfect setup. You need consistency. One door closed to noise becomes one door open to God. And you will notice something quickly. The first day you do this, you will feel restless. You will feel irritated. You will want to fill the silence. That is not a problem. That is a diagnosis, because silence reveals what your distractions have been hiding. Silence will show you your impatience. Silence will show you your restlessness. Silence will show you the thoughts you keep outrunning. And that is uncomfortable. But discomfort is not the enemy of holiness. Comfort is. And when you can sit with silence, you can finally hear what God has been trying to say to you. And what if what he wants to say is correction? What if he wants to ask you to change something you have defended for years? Distraction protects you from that moment. Silence delivers you into it. That is why silence feels threatening to pride. Padre Pio did not train people to be entertained. He trained them to be converted. Now, the second type of fasting for March is fasting from complaint. This one is brutal because it exposes the heart. You can fast from food and still poison your home with your words. You can go to Mass and still carry an attitude that crushes peace. You can say prayers while your tongue stays sharp. Padre Pio would not call that holiness. He would call that contradiction. And here is how it shows up. It is not usually dramatic. It is ordinary, a small inconvenience. Someone moves too slowly. Someone forgets something. The The store line takes too long, and suddenly your words become sharp. Not because the moment is big, but because the heart is undisciplined. Padre Pio would say, if your fasting does not reach your tongue, it has not reached your soul. It's Friday. You keep the abstinence, but at breakfast, you snap at someone, or you criticize your spouse, or you judge your neighbor, or you speak with sarcasm, and you think, but I'm fasting. No, you are not. Because the fast God desires is not only in the stomach, it is in the spirit. So here is the discipline. For one full day each week in March, choose to fast from verbal negativity. No complaining, no murmuring, no criticism spoken aloud. And when you feel the urge rising, do not suppress it in anger. Convert it. Replace one complaint with one act of gratitude. Now type one thing you're grateful for today. Keep it simple. Gratitude is how this fast becomes real. Words are not light things. Words build climates, words shape souls. In your home, your tone teaches more than your advice, and fasting from complaint may be the most powerful act of leadership you exercise this Lent. If you catch yourself about to say something sharp, stop and say instead, Lord, have mercy. That tiny moment is a spiritual battle won. And if you are a parent or grandparent, understand this. The atmosphere of your home is shaped by your tone. Your grandchildren may not remember your fasting, but they will remember your patience or your harshness. Lent is not only personal, it echoes through generations. And Padre Pio would tell you that battles like this shape eternity. And the world does not need louder Catholics, it needs steadier ones, a calm voice, a disciplined reaction, a soul that refuses to let irritation rule the atmosphere. Now, the third type of fasting is fasting from comparison and judgment. This one poisons souls quietly. Many Catholics do not commit scandalous sins, but they live with constant interior commentary. That person is so selfish. They don't pray like I do. I'm more faithful than them. They're wrong, I'm right. This is a hidden pride that builds a wall between you and grace. Because inside your mind, you become the judge. You create a courtroom. You place others on trial, and when you do that, you stop placing yourself before God. That is why comparison is spiritually deadly. It feels like clarity, but it is often pride, because judgment makes you feel superior, and superiority makes you resistant to mercy. Pride rarely announces itself loudly. It hides in opinions. It hides in comparisons. It hides in the quiet belief that I am not like them. And that sentence has destroyed many Lents. Padre Pio demanded honesty before God. And honesty begins when you stop using other people to distract yourself from your own soul. So here is the fast. When a judgment rises in your mind, do not feed it. Do not rehearse it. Do not repeat it to someone else. Instead, pray one short petition. Jesus, bless them. Then immediately turn inward and ask, Lord, what are you correcting in me? Because the moment you turn inward honestly, grace moves. Judgment freezes grace. Humility releases it. Padre Pio knew that mercy flows toward the humble, not the critical. That is fasting. That is conversion. Because comparison starves gratitude, and gratitude is the soil of holiness. When you stop measuring others, you begin measuring yourself honestly before God. And that is where mercy enters. Now, the fourth type of fasting is fasting from self-sufficiency. This is where the older soul becomes vulnerable, because you have lived long enough to rely on yourself. You have solved problems, raised children, worked careers, survived losses. And if you are not careful, that strength becomes spiritual pride. It becomes the quiet voice that says, I can handle my relationship with God privately. I don't need confession. I'm fine. Padre Pio would not accept that, because he knew the moment you stop seeking mercy, you stop growing so fast from self-sufficiency. How? By doing one thing you have been avoiding. If you have not been to confession in months, schedule it. If it has been years, go anyway. And if you are carrying concern for a child or grandchild, do not underestimate the power of your sacrifice. Hidden fasting is never wasted. You may not see immediate change, but grace moves in ways you cannot measure. If you feel shame, go anyway. If you feel fear, go anyway. Remember this, your body participates in your salvation. Christianity is not abstract. Hunger teaches dependence. Kneeling teaches humility. Speaking confession teaches surrender. Lent is embodied faith. Because shame that keeps you away is not from God. It is from the enemy. And Padre Pio's entire ministry was built around dragging souls back into the light of mercy. He spent hours listening to confessions because he believed one sincere confession could redirect a life. He was firm because eternity mattered to him. He corrected because he loved. And he refused to let people remain spiritually mediocre. Now stop right here, because if you are waiting for the perfect moment to return to confession, you may wait for years. March is not for perfect moments. March is for honest ones. And I want to give you a simple March discipline that strengthens your fasting without drama. It takes less than 2 minutes, and it will protect your home from the inside out. Now, the fifth type of fasting is the fasting Padre Pio would insist on most in March, the fasting of self-justification. And listen carefully. This is the fasting that decides whether your Lent is real or performative, because many Catholics stop sinning for a few weeks, but keep defending themselves the whole time. Padre Pio would not let a soul hide behind excuses, and neither should you. This is the fast that destroys excuses. This is the fast that removes the protective armor your ego wears. This is the fast that makes confession real. And now you will do the chair confessional. But before you sit down, understand what you are doing. You are stepping out of self-defense. You are stepping out of excuses. You are stepping into truth, and truth is the doorway to mercy. That is why Padre Pio insisted on sincerity, because without sincerity, confession becomes a ritual, not a rescue. This is not superstition. This is not psychology. This is Catholic honesty. Find a quiet chair in your home. No phone, no noise. Sit down, 2 minutes, and ask 3 questions slowly, as if Padre Pio is standing beside you, not to flatter you, but to save you. Do not rush those questions. Let them sit in the room. If your heart resists, that resistance is revealing something. If you feel uncomfortable, stay there. Growth begins where comfort ends. Where did I resist grace this week? Who did I fail to love? What excuse am I hiding behind? Do not argue with the answers. Do not explain them away. Do not say, but they started it, or that's just how I am, or it's not a big deal. That is the very thing you are fasting from. Self-justification. Then write 1 sentence on paper, and do not write a paragraph. 1 sentence only, because truth does not need decoration. Padre Pio did not need your explanations. He needed your honesty. And if nothing comes to mind, stay seated. That numbness is not innocence. Ask yourself this: if your life ended this year, would you want your conscience in its current state? Not dramatic, just honest. Lent is a gift because it forces that question before it is too late. It can be the first sign of a conscience that has learned to sleep. If something small comes to mind, do not dismiss it. Small sins repeated become strong chains, and chains rarely feel heavy at first. They feel manageable, they feel normal, until one day you realize they have shaped your character. That is why March is the time to break them, before they become permanent. And strong chains are broken only by honest confession. Lord, I will confess this. Not 5 sentences, not a paragraph, 1 sentence. Because the point is not to drown in guilt. The point is to stand in truth. And now listen carefully. This one practice will do more for your Lent than any diet, because it forces your Lent to become about conversion, not performance. Padre Pio was strict because he saw what softness does to souls. Softness keeps people in patterns. Softness keeps people excusing themselves. Softness keeps people spiritually asleep. But mercy is not softness. Mercy is power. Mercy is the cross applied to the human heart. Now let me make this very practical for March. If you do nothing else, do this. Every Friday in March, do the chair confessional before you go to bed. And do not tell yourself, I'll do it later. Later is how Lent dies. Do it the moment this video ends. 2 minutes, 3 questions, 1 sentence. If you can do that, you can change your entire March. 2 minutes, 3 questions, 1 sentence. And if you can, go to confession once during March. Not because you are terrible, but because you are Catholic. And Catholics do not rely on moods. They rely on sacraments. Now I want you to picture something. It is March 1st. Lent is already underway. Your first wave has passed. You can either drift or you can deepen. Padre Pio would tell you that March is not the middle of Lent. March is the purification of Lent. February was the decision. March is the proof. Because February is intention. March is confrontation. In February, you decide. In March, you are tested. And if you do not prepare your interior life now, the rest of Lent will pass like any other month. Padre Pio understood that spiritual warfare is rarely dramatic. It is repetitive. It is subtle. And it attacks consistency. So choose one fast from this list. Then write it in the comments like a vow. Just say, this March, I choose. Because what you name, you can fight. Not 5. 1. Because most people choose too much and finish nothing. Padre Pio would prefer one sincere discipline over 10 weak promises. Choose the one that hurts your pride, not the one that flatters your image. That is where the breakthrough is. If your mind is noisy, fast from distraction. If your home is tense, fast from complaint. If your heart is proud, fast from judgment. If your soul is distant, fast from self-sufficiency. If your conscience is guarded, fast from self-justification. And begin again. Do not finish this video and return to comfort. Choose your fast before you stand up. Decide it now, because March will not slow down for you. And your soul does not have unlimited seasons. There will be a Lent 1 year that is your last. You will not know which one it is. That is why every March matters. Padre Pio lived with eternity in view, and that is why his words still confront us today. Begin again tonight, not with emotion, not with intensity, but with resolve. Padre Pio's holiness was not built on feelings. It was built on fidelity in ordinary days. March is an ordinary month, and that is precisely why it can become holy. Most of your life has been made of ordinary months, ordinary Tuesdays, ordinary meals, ordinary conversations. Eternity will judge those ordinary days, so do not waste this one. Give March to God, not loudly, not dramatically, but completely. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because holiness is not built by big moments, it is built by small obediences repeated. And if you give God this March, quietly, firmly, sincerely, you will not reach Easter the same. You will reach Easter more truthful, more humble, and closer to the mercy Padre Pio spent his life defending. Now do not close this and forget it. Choose one. And in your own words, say to God tonight, I begin again.